3, 2, 1. And we're back.
What's going on?
We're back. What's good? It's been a while, man. Like
it really has been. Yeah.
I know I say that literally every episode, but it has genuinely been a while since our last episode.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
how
I know.
are you,
It feels ages. I've been good. Obviously, you see this. No beard.
Oh yeah, true.
Beard, but it's gone now. Comic-Con, yeah.
Bro.
We had Comic-Con, which was great.
Actually, yeah. Let's quickly gloss over that because I think before we want to start the episode, we recently had here in Adelaide, our first Comic-Con experience together. Whilst we've known each other, and it was brilliant. I went as Nightwing, Toby went as Superman, and we met a few cool writers. I got to meet a Nightwing illustrator, and I got him to sign a poster, which was really cool.
Yeah, have you got that framed yet?
I am waiting to buy a frame for it, but I'm definitely gonna hang it up. I'll put it up on the Instagram. Sorry, I'll put it up on the Instagram.
I know these mics are a bit weird. It's like the actual mic is like backwards. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's quite strange. But yeah, I think I'll just take a trip down to Spotlight and see if I can actually hang it up somewhere. But I'll put it on the Instagram at some point because it's like something that it's genuinely a prized possession. Because
it looks
people
sick.
Who don't know, I'm just obviously a massive fan of just like the best Robin, aka Dick Grayson. That's just how it is. Yeah, no, it was a really fun experience. Like, I mean, I really hope that later on, through this podcast, we can actually get some exposure, through Comic-Con.
I mean, you got some massive exposure.
We did.
Yeah.
Through the advertisers, I talked a little bit about this podcast, and
that was awesome.
I've actually, even just through work recently, I've had a lot of people just want to find out more about my podcast, and it's it's crazy how seeing the growth of just you and me putting our names out there and shit. And
it's going really well. I mean, we had the comic book shops, and we can put our name in there, which is awesome.
That's it. But it's we're attracting the right people. That's the crazy thing. Is people who share a common interest, like comics and movies and stuff, and just general pop culture and nerd stuff. They all it's like magnets. They just they come to us, and it's beautiful, man. I love bringing people together like that.
Yeah, especially through this opportunity where we've got to bring people together through our podcast is I mean, we've done that a little bit already, but I can't wait to just expand on that even more.
Absolutely.
And more, I think each episode that we do, we're slowly doing that, which is great.
Absolutely.
Which is really fun.
100%.
So yeah, but things have been good. Comic-Con was great fun. We'll put those pictures up on Instagram.
We will. And then the week after, I obviously got to go to Melbourne, which was
Melbourne Comic-Con. Yeah, how was that?
That was brilliant. I mean, that was first time on a plane and first time out of the state. I didn't have that luxury a lot growing up, so I'm gonna tell you it's really hot. I love the jacket, but it's really hot.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
1 second. Oh, that's better. It was just really enjoyable. Got to meet you. I went as the ending No Way Home Spiderman. There's actually a video of me on the train. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, John. It was on John's story. It looked so good, man. Yeah.
Good old Johnny. He was letting me stay at his for a few nights during that, and it was really fun. I got to meet a lot of cool Spider people, and we had a whole gang going on. I think I just pointed at other Spider-Men all day, but you know what? I'm not complaining because it's it's
great thing about Comic-Con though, isn't it? You just meet those type of people once a weekend. It's just the whole community together.
Exactly, bro. Yeah.
Especially we were talking to our friend Cole, who went as Superman from Superman Returns on day one.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. It was such a moment because we were talking about our capes because because I went as Cavill and Cavill's cape's really long.
Yeah.
And then his cape's really short, but it keeps falling off his back.
Yeah,
So it was just, like, I always thought it's such a cool experience to do that. Just to talk about like costumes. And
yeah,
then
it is.
I was thinking, I was like, this is probably how Superman would actually interact with another version of himself.
I think
Would be like, oh, your cape's really long.
That's it. Yeah, 100%. And that's what I love about it. Is like, you know, like you can just run into someone who's like just equally, like, for example, Nightwing. I mean, like there was
there was those like, two other Nightwings. Yeah,
exactly. It was like full like Nightwing No Way Home. It was great.
Yeah,
and like we'll talk about like our schematics and everything, and it's like, you know, like where'd you get your eyeshadow from, and like, you know, where'd you get your suit from, and it's like,
yeah,
it's just like that sort of energy and that sort of like just passion about like just one character, which is what like I feel Comic-Con is all about. It's about bringing people together, and it's about like, you know, being in a comfortable space where you can just be yourself. And
exactly, yeah. And then I like that. That's the number one reason I get excited for Comic-Con. The first time I went, it was like, oh, because there's going to be cool stuff there to buy. But this weekend, like going with you, I was like, damn, I just can't wait to meet other people who are maybe dressed as Superman or people from the Superman mythos. Like there was a girl there dressed as Superboy. On the second day, and the first thing I remember walking in the corner to her, and she's like, "Dad." I was like, "My boy, look at my boy."
Like, that's my son, bro. I remember I was there. That was great. That was funny as hell. Yeah.
I was like, "Look at my boy all grown up."
That's what I'm saying, dude. Literally. Oh man. Like, but it's just it's cute. It's lovely. Like I think like I can't really describe it as anything else. It's a lovely experience being with people who are just cultured like that. You know, it just like it just brings me joy. It really does.
Especially with the cosplay thing, like, it can be very off-putting because people are like, oh, like, you know, I'm a bit too overweight, or I don't look like him, or I don't look like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? But there are so many people there that just like don't care about what you look like. Like, especially with me, like, I don't look like Henry Cavill. I've got no hair, like, you know, no chiseled jawline. But it's like the fact that like I get to wear the Superman suit for a weekend. I love that. And there was so many, like, there was a girl just as Goku. You know what I mean? Like, no wig, no shoes. She just had the Goku gi. And I kind of like, we kind of made eye contact because of that whole thing about Goku versus Superman. But then it was that feeling of like, she probably doesn't care that she doesn't look like Goku. She just gets to feel like Goku for a day. And I was like, that's awesome. I love that.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's me with Nightwing though. Like, yeah, I'm not complete. Like, obviously, like, you know, we're built very different. He's like, you know, and it's like I use Nightwing as my like gym motivation. Like, that's why I'm grind with that. But that's like my goal. But yeah, like fucking, it's just really cool to be in an environment with people who just don't care about like how they look, or like, you know, the color of the hair, or their skin tone, or their body, or like, you know, their gender. You know, like, they can, if they want to cosplay a character, they will cosplay a character, and it's just like, they feel comfortable doing that, and it's great to be in that environment with people who just like are so accepting of themselves. They're just, I want to be a fictional character for this weekend, even though
man,
they just don't care, and it's actually like ignorance is bliss. You know, like,
literally, and like after that weekend, it was so fun, like being like, because last year I kind of went on my own, so I didn't really get to experience Comic-Con as well as I did last year. But this year we were, this year, like, we went as a big group, and you know, we kind of met a whole bunch of people and all that. So I was like, oh man, Supernova at the end of the year will be like, oh my god, I cannot wait for Supernova, dude. It's gonna be so much fun. I got my Goku wig. I'm going as Goku. Like, oh man, it's gonna be, dude.
Yeah, I've realized today that obviously I'm investing in a $600 Nightwing suit.
Oh, that's good.
But I also realized recently, I really want to do the Spiderman PS4 suit, like the new one.
Yeah,
like,
we saw a few at Comic-Con. How clean does it look, dude?
But it's like, for me, it's like, I see other people rocking it, and I'm just like, dude, like, I forgot, because I had that suit. Like, I actually remember when I first started cosplaying, that was one of the first ever Spidey suits I got, and it was just like, you know, just typical spandex. It wasn't great. It was like, it was printed well. It was pretty basic, but it's like, I want to actually like look into getting like a very accurate version, and just like puff painting it, getting the armor put on it, like,
like that. Yeah, bro, that would be sick.
Bro. And it's like, bro, because that's like, Urlandor's like my favorite. He's my favorite Spider-Man. Okay, fuck it.
He's the goat, dude. He's the absolute goat.
Yeah, so I really want to cosplay that version for Supernova this year, like for day 2. That'd be fucking fantastic.
Yeah, well, I mean, speaking of Spider-Mans and other people just as Spider-Man, today's topic is our review and breakdown of Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's it. I always get confused with the names, but across the Spider-Verse, we saw that last Thursday, was it? Last Thursday?
Yeah, about like 2 weeks ago, yeah.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, oh man, what an experience.
What a night. I mean, it was...
Yeah.
First of all, that was fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh, the movie, yeah, 10 out of 10.
I loved it. 10 out of 10.
Literally.
I think, okay, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Oh, really? 9 out of 10?
Yeah. I say that because, like, I loved it. The only thing that's bugged me out, it's a very similar situation with Infinity War and Endgame, I feel. It's like, I think to fully appreciate it, like, I need to see part 2 like now. Like I don't care, bro. I'm impatient as fuck, you know me. Like, but yeah, no, it's aside from that, it was fantastic. It was fucking fantastic. I can't speak highly about it enough. Yeah. It was a really amazing Spider-Man flick. It was an amazing Marvel flick. It was an amazing animated film.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. It was just I think Sony have realized that, like, the key to their success isn't with Morbius. It isn't with... Like,
it is with Morbius, dude. What are you talking about?
Okay, well... okay, yeah, that's facts. That's kind of facts. But it's like... It's not with, like, the Sinister Six setup. It's not with, like, you know, like, all these
Venom
other...
and all that, yeah.
Right?
They thought it was Venom, but it's not.
It lies in the Spider-Verse, bro. Like, the Spider-Verse...
Especially Miles.
Especially Miles Morales, bro. Like, that's just... That's where you're gonna make it, man. That's what we want to see. That's what we love. And they're pouring so much heart into this Spider-Man film. It's crazy, dude.
Super, very emotional film.
I think so, dude.
I just want to highlight the cinematography. Some of those shots in that movie were just outstanding, especially when Gwen and Miles are on the on the gargoyle thing, and it's that really nice kind of wide establishing shot of New York. Yeah. But the one thing that our friend Matt was talking about, which was so good, was Gwen's world. And how the colors of the world changed due to her emotions. Yeah. And especially not just Gwen in general in the movie. She was such a focus point. In this movie, which was fantastic. I really liked.
The movie opened with her in the Mary Janes and shit. It was great.
Exactly, and the band and all that. Which I do love that comic. I haven't read it for a while.
Yeah, Ghost Spider's really good.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, just like a big focus point on that character, which was so good because I really liked how they're kind of exploring that a lot more. Rather than, I mean, Miles is a great character and is the main character, but I'm a big fan of fleshing out other characters and not just having them there for Miles. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's just they're there for Miles's character arc, and they don't have their own unique kind of arc and attributes and personality.
I was there for Hobie because I was cool the whole time.
I was cool the whole time, man. Yeah, Hobie was goated, man.
Goated, man.
But Gwen, oh man, I just can't get over Gwen's world because I really like the visuals, the color changing, the emotion, especially what I said before. Our friend Matt pointed out. Remember when Gwen's dad's kind of confronting Gwen after she reveals, and the whole screen was going blue. The background and blue is obviously a color for depression. That's it. And I thought, damn, that is so kind of interesting. And even just the whole film in general, those little details, like with the Spot and every scene the Spot was in, and
the Spot was brilliant.
And Hobie and Hobie's just character, how he was so different, and you know, everyone was kind of all animated. Like Ben Reilly looked straight out of a comic book. Then Hobie looked like a bunch of newspapers, you know, that punk rock type style, and it's all those newspapers and all that.
Aesthetically,
and something really, really I saw on TikTok, which was crazy, was how when they animated each character I think is 2 frames per second. But Hobie is 4 frames per second, because he is he doesn't want to be a part of the Spider-Man Council, and he's so different and unique to everyone else. So he is framed differently to everyone else.
He is, yeah.
And that's what I mean, dude. Like, holy shit, those details. And all due to the director, man, putting like those small little details. And like we were with the Spider Council, when they first go into the Spider Council thing, we were sat there like trying to find out, what Spider-Man's that from? What's that? You know, all that.
We were trying to dissect the entire movie. Like it was insane, dude. Because I sat right next to you.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, wow. It was chock-a-block with like, I think like every Spider-Man under the sun. I mean, there was so much. Man.
Literally.
I mean, there was
There was Peter Parker.
Peter. Yeah, true. There's versions of Spider-Man we like just never thought we'd see. Like, it was off the hook. It was. I mean, there's a lot of. I don't need to mention, obviously spoilers. I mean, why are you even watching it?
Yeah, this is in the title.
Why are you even watching the? But Josh Keaton, bro. Like,
oh man, Josh Keaton.
Nah, bro, that had
seeing him again.
Sending, bro. That had me sending. That was like,
dude.
because I took my sister with me on the night, and she's not really the biggest Marvel enthusiast in the world. She doesn't let alone a Spider-Man enthusiast, but she does remember that show. So that was kind of the only thing that she kind of took away. Was like, oh shit, yeah, no, he was like the Spider-Man from our childhoods, and like obviously like, yeah, but no, it was just really cool. He was. I remember because I think he lied about being in the movie too. You know, so it seems to be a trend with Spider-Man actors.
I'm not the werewolf. You know, the whole Andrew Garfield thing.
That's what I'm saying though. Like,
it's not the werewolf. Andrew Garfield was in the movie.
And Andrew Garfield was in the movie. This is true.
Yeah.
Like, and well, I mean, it was reused footage, but it was of Andrew Garfield. So,
which was great.
But that was, and I remember sitting right next to you, and I remember losing my fucking.
Oh, you had lost it, dude. You were going nuts, man. Because nobody expected him to pull the live action stuff at all. It was supposed to be all like the cartoons, but it was crazy. They did.
It was like some like full on like Who Framed Roger Rabbit type beat. Like it was.
Yeah,
dude. Because like obviously like he's my favorite Spider-Man ever. Like in terms of films, but. Yeah, no, it was just so fucking because they used the scene from Captain Stacy's death from the first Spider-Man, and sorry, my phone's going off.
That's all right.
That was silent. One sec. But no, it was fucking like amazing. There was they talk about the whole canon universe and stuff.
The canon events, which is great.
Like I remember just like seeing that whole thing, like, oh my god, I fucking read that comic panel.
That's also something that I was talking to you about.
Yeah,
like seeing all those comic panels, like literally from the comics that we've read, and we were sat there like, I've read like that's from that comic, like
it's fucking it's off the hook, man. Like, and there was also what I found really surprising is that they've used Spider-Man media in that whole montage that we really honestly didn't expect to see. No. Specifically, if you look in the corner, you can see footage from the Amazing Spider-Man 1 video game.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Which was like that was madness to me. I never thought that would get acknowledgement in a Spider-Man movie. Like, no, because everyone hates those games. You know, like everyone.
The Taz 1 game's goated.
Yeah, well, not critically, but I mean. A lot of people disliked those games when they came out, but it's like it's cool that they actually get some recognition because like they're fairly underrated. And
massively. Something that I loved talking about Josh Keaton, Spider-Man. I do love how they are incorporating those type of Spider-Mans a bit more. Do you know what I mean? More into the story. Like,
he's so short in the movie too, like, bro.
He's like 3'5".
Jesus, bro, short king, bro. It gives me hope.
But something that is a really interesting theory that I think is true, coming off what Josh Keaton Spider-Man said. You know the poster where Miles is hanging upside down and there's like all the Spider-Mans behind him?
Yeah.
So the theory is the side where Spider-Man 2099's on, all those Spider-Mans will be against him. And all the Spider-Mans where Gwen and Peter B. Parker is, they're all going to be for him, like with him.
Right.
And it's interesting because
it is interesting.
Yuri is on the side of 2099, so they're saying that Yuri's against Miles. And I was like you, but here's the theory, right? His canon event was Mary Jane dying, right, at the end of the game. So he would be pissed off thinking that Miles shouldn't be allowed to change his dad dying because I had to see my aunt die. I couldn't save my aunt because he had to use the antidote for everyone else.
Right,
if he used it for his aunt, he wouldn't have been able to save everyone else.
Biggest sacrifice ever, yeah.
And so that's him. No, I think he's going to be like, no, Miles, you aren't allowed to save your dad because I had to make the biggest sacrifice in my life was choosing everybody else over my aunt.
Yeah.
But even if that theory is to come true,
that's valid.
And Josh Keaton's line, when they're talking about it, and he comes up, I can't remember what he said. He goes like, you can't, like, this has to happen, Miles, or something like that. I love that. I love that they're incorporating those type of Spider-Mans more into the story. And like the Jack Kirby 60s cartoon Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Those type of cameos were great.
That was great. I can't wait to show my mum that, like, when I eventually go to take her, like, that was, I mean, yeah, I think someone said that you could find, not, like, when I say Ultimate Spider-Man, I don't mean the book, which is peak. I mean the show, which is funny, I guess.
Yeah.
With Drake Bell. I think you can actually see him in the whole, like, when Josh Keaton comes forward. I'm pretty sure you can actually see him in the background.
Yeah, I think I've seen that same picture. Yeah,
but no, like, I mean, there's just so much. Obviously, you can see Spider-Man, Spider-Man Unlimited.
Which was great. Yeah,
which with the cape and everything, and like, yeah, obviously Ben Reilly, and like, there's just so much to dissect. Like, I have to genuinely see the film
MCU
again.
Prowler.
That's
Donald Glover Prowler, dude. That was
I
crazy.
Lost my fucking shit.
Yeah, we all did,
dude. That was, bro. Like, yeah, because that very well could be MCU Prowler. Because, like, in Homecoming, he's like, if I remember correctly, I think whilst he's using not Edith, the what was it?
Karen,
right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure, like, under the file that Karen's going through, I'm pretty sure you can see he's listed under the Prowler. So he's probably already the Prowler in the MCU. We just, like, haven't seen him, like, operated, like, in that universe yet. But obviously, he's Miles's canon in the MCU. He just hasn't been explored yet because of the deleted scene with him saying that, hey, Miles, I'm low. But yeah, I think it's possible that was definitely the MCU's Prowler. I think that's
I reckon it is 100%.
Has to be, bro. Has to be. I'm holding out for that.
Because I mean, they do have to get sent back to their universes.
This is true, yeah.
He probably just got sent back to the MCU. So that means that, I mean, we always knew, but that also kind of confirms we will eventually get Miles Morales.
Absolutely.
In the MCU. Most likely they'll hint in Spider-Man 4.
There's got to be a Black Spider-Man somewhere out there.
Oh, yeah, that line was sick.
That was pretty great, yeah.
With Jamie Foxx. Something else, I think, the Spot. What a villain. S tier writing from
honestly,
Sony and Marvel.
He's like, people at first glance, bro, you'd be like, bro, he's goofy as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, let him cook.
Let the Spot cook, dude.
Let the Spot cook, man. Like, he was something else, man. Like, the bagel effect, Like,
the bagel effect, dude.
The movie. The bagel, bro. Like, it's... Yeah, no, he was pretty standout. I think this is the best writing for a Spider-Man villain since...
Either Sandman in Spider-Man 3 or Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I'd say Sandman.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best Spider-Man villain we've had. Like, I'd put him over Vulture, over Mysterio. Like, I think he's the first villain in like the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery of villains that genuinely rivals, like, for the first time, like, the Raimiverse of villains, which are, like, pretty S tier themselves.
I mean, to have them write him to be so terrifying so quickly as well, I thought was outstanding, dude. From the moment he comes on, we're like, oh, look at this goofy villain, and then we're like, holy shit, this man is like like a serious deal.
And Mrs. Chen as well from Venom.
Mrs. Chen, the Venom.
That was hilarious,
yeah, that was great,
bro.
man.
I thought that was just for like I remember seeing that video funny around. I thought that was just for like advertisement. It was actually in the movie, and it was really cool. Like,
yeah, I love that.
And like I don't know where they like heading. Like I don't know what Sony are really doing with that universe right now, but like it's just really cool that like he's just jumping from like multiverse to multiverse. It's like he's a really
the
sick
Lego
concept.
verse as well. He jumps through the Lego.
Bro, the
universe.
Lego verse,
Right?
bro. That was okay. That first of all, that whole scene, I'm pretty sure, was done by a 14-year-old kid, who I believe, he recreated the entirety of the Across the Spider-Verse trailer out of Lego. I think they saw that and then last minute hired him to add a Lego segment to the movie, which is
that's crazy, dude.
Coolest shit ever, dude. Like, that's a 14-year-old kid, like that, bro. That is fucking amazing.
That's nuts, man. That's crazy.
That must have been his like really big.
And they used the J. Jonah Jameson line from
Spider-Man 2,
which is great.
Which is so good. I mean, I remember being like on the edge of my seat about that, dude. Like it was such a like, as if he's only in it for like 2 minutes, but it's like it was really fucking cool. Like there's just so much to love.
Also, he does. I don't know. We probably didn't see, but he is on the Peter Park car. He's on top of the car.
Yeah.
In one of the scenes, which is cool because he's like this big. He's actually like mini figure size, just on top of his car, which was great, man.
That's so good. But yeah, and like I thought it was really cool because the first time we did see it in the first movie, but they actually like riding around in the fucking Spider-Mobile. Like, which is I never thought how much I needed to see that in a movie until now, but it's like it's fucking cool, man. Like it's really cool that they're adding like like very under the radar Spider-Man lore facts and just like pouring everything they can into this movie. It's like it's crazy. It's off the hook.
And they're saying that they've saved the best till part 2. So
well,
that's
I
crazy.
Watching part 1 and 2 back to back is gonna be like something else, man. It's gonna be wild.
Oh man, it's a shame we gotta wait a year, but I'm willing. I've waited so long for this one. I can wait a year.
Yeah, I think it's like not even a year, to be honest, because it comes out in like
it comes out March, I think.
Maybe about
March,
maybe 10, 11 months. Yeah, just about that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, it's gonna be so worth it, dude. It's gonna be like, because we all went in cosplay on the night as well.
Oh yeah, you went as that was great.
I went as the No Way Home Spider-Man. My mate Jackson, who knew Josh Keaton was going to be in the movie, went as Spectacular, and our other mate Braden went as Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so fun. And obviously, the coldest line in the with Miguel, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
What's up, Danger?
Like, what's up, Danger?
It was.
Everybody keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah,
I'm gonna do my own thing. Like, bro, goosebumps, literally.
Bro, oh my god, Miguel with that Batman R-type character in the whole movie, though.
Let's talk about Miguel O'Hara for a minute, dude.
Yeah,
because
let's talk about that fucking workout routine, dude.
Bro was literally in his fucking bulking season,
dude. Like, God, dude.
He's
bro's on
massive, dude. He is so big, like.
You know what? When he was injecting, bro, he was injecting Tren, dude. Trenabolics into his shoulder.
He's literally injecting fucking Titan formula or something. Bro.
Oh god!
Like, how can you get that big so fast, bro? Like, well, actually, it's like I think it's because it's like a 3-year jump with a whole a 2-3 year jump because of the whole growth spurt thing. But like,
2-3 years to look like that is crazy.
It is, dude. Like, bro, that must be some like crazy spider fucking pre-workout.
I need that, dude. I need that. I need the trend he's on, dude. I need the workout routine.
I feel like all my friends have like adopted the whole like Miguel personality now, which is like a bit of a trend.
Oh yeah, especially all the memes about him looking at his happy face and then it cuts and he's like depressed. A Sigma male, totally me.
That's what I'm saying. But it's but it's crazy to think like just how many Spider-Men are against him, like against Miles, and like literally even Peter B. Parker, who's like, again, he has a kid, which is cool, and like Miles is like the whole reason he had a kid, and it's like, because imagine, I was thinking about this last week, but imagine they bring back the Chris Pine Spider-Man, because he would definitely side with Miles.
Oh, for sure,
Like,
yeah.
definitely, because I think
Because
Chris
he's
Pine,
supposed to be like the perfect Spider-Man. Like
Yeah,
he
he
is the Spider-Man.
he is essentially like just Peter Parker if like he just got like his life together
Yeah,
and just
literally,
like
yeah.
had a perfect lifestyle. But yeah, it was fucking, dude. I came out really satisfied. I came out
Super
really
satisfied, man.
excited. I was very pleased. I am keen for part 2. And yeah, no, I think like the whole ride home was me like just theorizing where it can go from here, and it was brilliant. I mean, the cinematography was brilliant. The animation was it. I don't think it's better than the first one, but I will say the animation definitely surpassed the quality of the first film.
Oh yeah, they were definitely more creative with this one, which is what I was really hoping they do. Is they be a lot more creative with it, like Hobie's animation and
Yeah.
Ben Reilly looking like exactly from the comic books and all that, which was really cool. Obviously we saw the 90s, no, the 60s Spider-Man, like the Jack Kirby Spider-Man, you could say.
Kirby Spider-Man. You can't knock the Jack Kirby Spider-Man.
Right, that was so good. That was brilliant.
Anything he can. Oh dang it! I pulled something. Funny as fuck.
But yeah,
and Pav as well. Sorry, Pavro, like I can't remember his full name, but Pav.
Oh, the Indian Spider-Man, yeah.
Indian Spider-Man.
It was great.
Like, he was great. He was great.
I didn't think I would care, but then I was like, damn, he's really cool.
Nah, he is. He's like a really cool concept for a Spider-Man. His suit looks different compared to, because in the comics it's like it's a traditional Spider-Man suit, but he's got like no gloves, and he's got like a little gray like flag he's wearing almost. But yeah, it's like they changed up the suit really differently. But no, it's cool though. His new suit really works in my opinion. It's brilliant.
Yeah, no, yeah, like I said, I didn't think I would care, and then that's the thing I found. I thought I wouldn't really care for any other characters, but then I was like, damn, I loved every single person in that movie, like
Literally,
every single one. And talking about, we said it on the last episode, I think, which was funny, but what they did with Peter B. Parker, then Sony have done better with Peter Parker in about 2 hours than what Marvel have done in 10 years, which was
that's true. Like,
really nice to see for a change.
Compare the current status with MJ and Peter in the movie compared to MJ and Peter in the comics, bro. Like, it's
seeing them happy together, man. Oh, it was so good.
Exactly, bro. Like, they just allow him to be happy, man. Like, no one allows Peter to be happy anymore. Like, what's the deal? Like,
yeah, it was good. But the biggest question everyone's asking is this the best comic book movie of all time? I will say no.
I would say it's the best comic book movie of the year.
Oh, without a doubt.
100%.
I don't think there's anything coming close to that. No way.
Think
Guardian's close, but I don't think so.
Now, a few months ago, I would have said that Puss in Boots 2: The Last Wish was like the best animated movie of the year.
Yeah.
I would like to take that back and retract that statement, because this is the best animated movie of the year so far.
Oh, for sure.
It's just with everything that's come out, this is definitely surpassing a lot of other comic book movies. I think this is just a big step in the right direction for Spider-Man fans, and
especially for Sony as well. Especially for Sony.
I feel like this, like when you actually watch this movie back to back, like your whole perspective on Miles Morales as a character changes when you go back and you watch the first movie, and you literally see like the whole, like what people my friend was telling me the other day about how if you actually go back and you see when Chris Pine, Spider-Man, and Miles Morales meet for the first time, you'll notice that his spider senses, like his spider's tingle when it forms on his head, is green and purple, signifying the relevance of the Prowler. But when he meets Spider-Man, it turns from purple to green to red and blue, signifying that he wasn't meant to be Spider-Man, but he was made Spider-Man in that universe. Like, just by chance, which is so fucking cool to me.
That's crazy.
It is, yeah. And honestly, like, yeah. I think like my sister is currently in love with the Earth 42 Miles Morales with the raids. She was like,
oh, with the Jordans, dude.
Yeah, with the Jordans and everything, bro. Like, he's actually got drip though. Like,
yeah, mad drip.
He's got like mad drip. But yeah.
Oh, the designer got me drip.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But that whole scene at the end, like with
massive plot twist.
So that was when he started glitching. Like, I had to double take. It was like like I had to like back the fuck up. What is going on? But this film kept you on the edge of your seat. It kept you intrigued with the plot. It didn't bore you with like a Sinister Six setup. Like it was a movie about Spider-Man.
Literally, and the consequences of Spider-Man.
Yeah, about like I think it's a movie about like the sacrifice of Spider-Man, and how Miles Morales is the first Spider-Man to actually like reject the idea of accepting that pain, which is an interesting change up. I'll be honest.
Which really separates him and Peter, which is great. It really makes them two completely different Spider-Man.
It kind of separates him from like all of the Spider-Man.
Yeah,
you know? Like it's crazy. Like his mentality towards that compared to like everyone else. It's like it's mind-boggling.
It really is. But like you said, you know, is it the best comic book movie?
Definitely.
I'm gonna say no. That's not a bad thing though. Morbius still number one.
Morbius still on top.
But I would definitely say this is number 3. I think for me the Batman's number 1. I think Logan's number 2, and then I think this is number 3 easily.
Okay, you know what? I can actually respect that.
I think I just a little thing. Obviously, we're going back to talking about DC again. Let's go.
I was about to say, like, you'd put that on top of Man of Steel?
Man, look, I can't be biased. Like, Man of Steel is in my top 5.
Okay.
But take away the whole obviously it is Superman, so that's the only reason it's in my top 5. But when you really look at it as a film, I think, but Spider-Man is way better than that.
Definitely.
And just quickly, I just don't think there'll be a movie in a long, long time that will be better than the Batman besides the Batman 2.
Facts.
I think that's going to be very hard to top. But when I say this isn't the best comic book movie of all time, do not look at it as a bad thing. It's just personally me. I just don't think it's the best, but it's still one of the best.
I think when part 2 comes out and we watch it back to back, it just might be. It could be. You never know. I think it has a chance. Like, but yeah, like I don't think anyone can come out of this movie unsatisfied unless you're a like, oh my god, but we needed to know, like, it shouldn't be a cliffhanger.
Oh, those people getting cut up about it.
Yeah,
part
dude,
2,
it's like, bro, but these are the same people that will say, yeah, Infinity War was like way better than Endgame.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
and they won't say a bad thing about Infinity War.
Exactly.
Us having to wait, it was like a whole year again.
Pretty much, yeah.
For Endgame, that wasn't a problem, but this is a problem.
Yeah, exactly. They just want to raise issues for the sake of it, I feel. Yeah.
But yeah, this was an unbelievable movie. I mean, I think you guys, like, not only even if you're watching this and you're not really a big kind of like Spider-Man fan and you just kind of want to know what the movie was like, just go see it. Like, just please go see it. If you want a great time in the cinema,
definitely go see it. Go see it with your kids. You know, like,
it's a great family film. Anybody can see this. It's a great family film. You can see it with your boyfriend or girlfriend.
If you're a dad, you'll love it because, you know, like...
Yeah, exactly.
If you're a dad with a daughter, you'll love it even more. Like...
If you're a mum with a son, you'll love it even more.
If you're a mum with a son, exactly. Like, it's just... because the whole, like, Peter B. Parker thing, like...
Yeah.
It's just, like, it's cute. It's a really cute movie sometimes, I can't deny. And I love Jake Johnson, by the way. I thought
he was great. Yeah, he was...
Jake Johnson Spider-Man is just great in general. Like, you can't knock him.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more of that cast in the next film.
Definitely.
I do something that I think I'm really excited to talk about for Comics Corner. We are in Comics Corner. I think something that I'm really excited to talk about. I think something you're really excited for me to talk about.
I am.
Is a book that you got me on this week.
I had to prepare myself. Oh my god.
Was Nightwing.
There it is.
Leaping into the light. Liam kept telling me read it, and the other day I was in the comic shop and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna try it out. I did just finish binge reading all of Tom Taylor's Superman stuff, John Kent stuff, which was unbelievable. So I thought, I can't hate this Nightwing run, and a lot of people say this is one of the best runs, like in the last 10 years. Like, you go back to the 2010s, like, you know, this is one of the best runs.
I honestly think it is.
And it did not. I had high expectations, and it really beat those expectations.
It's like, if I could go back in time and read it again for the first time, I would. Like, it honestly changed my like whole perception of Nightwing. It's crazy.
And I do have to say one thing about Tom Taylor, fellow Australian. Can we just say how he is on fire right now?
He is.
Whatever he's writing, it's just number one.
Superboy, Nightwing, like
literally. It's and I honestly think he's the best, one of the best things to happen to DC.
I think he's one of the best things
really
to ever happen
DC.
to comics. I think.
Literally, yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Like he's literally my love. He's like the James Gunn of like Nightwing.
Literally, he's like the James Gunn of comic books. Really, he kind of saved it.
Yeah, he's wild.
Because I think a lot of people were kind of losing hope in DC Comics, and then he comes along with Nightwing.
That's it, yeah.
And then just really reinvents the character of Dick Grayson, which was outstanding. I think Bruno Rendono, the artist, I absolutely love the artwork. I love the panel work in it. It's great.
It's brilliant. It's innovative, I feel.
It's really, and that's something I love about it even more. Well, because going into it, obviously we all know Dick's a very optimistic and, you know, hopeful type character, but something that with the panel work, it really made him unique to everyone else.
It did.
You know, like when I think of hope and optimistic, I always think of characters like Superman, Captain America, and you know, sometimes get those characters that are like, oh, that's good, but they're literally just like Superman, Captain America. Oh, why read them when I can just go read them?
That's exactly, yeah.
But there's something that it does. It has those elements of optimism and hope, you know, hope and optimism and all that. But the panel work makes Nightwing a more of a unique character, and has his own unique take on those type of themes and elements.
For sure.
Which I absolutely love. And something else that I love in this book was his love for Bloodhaven and making Bloodhaven a better place. Just hits home so hard. Because obviously we're from Adelaide. It's a very small community here, and
it is.
Like, we're very passionate about Adelaide and wanting to unite this community of Adelaide together.
Yeah. And
that passion really kind of like hit deep with this book and him wanting to improve Bloodhaven.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely, it was stunning.
It was, yeah. I think so. I will quickly go back to my book, but I'm so glad you read it, man. Like, it's...
Yeah, I'm loving it. I got volume 2. I can't wait to start that.
You bought Get Grayson volume 2? You got it?
It's great. Get Grayson volume 2? Shit.
Yeah.
I got Fear State. Is that volume 3?
Yeah. I think Fear State's the drawing to that book.
So wait, do I read Get Grayson or Fear State?
So Fear State, I don't know. It's actually a weird thing because like Fear State came out last year? No, not even. No. Yeah, I think it's to be honest, bro, I don't even know.
I'll have to look it up because I thought I got volume 2.
It's a whole.
But if you're saying
story.
it's Get Grayson,
yeah, Get Grayson. You can buy it at Greenlight, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely next time I go.
You could buy it at Gamma Ray, but it's like it's actually quite cheap. Yeah, 100%. Just bear me 1 second. I will be 2 seconds. I'm gonna go fetch. So I recently have done something I never thought I'd do.
Damn.
The last 8 months, I've been reading non-stop nothing but DC, and I've really been pretty like in and out of Marvel. It's kind of been left a little bit, but I think it's been really good timing because I bought this book a few weeks ago. It's called The Edge of the Spider-Verse. And there's a two familiar faces you might see. AKA
the Dino T-Rex, yeah.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage. I'm Superman. But yeah, no, like I've really wanted to get back into Marvel in general. So like, during my trip to Melbourne, I started reading this book, and I've realized something interesting about the Marvel Universe and the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery of villains is that Madam Web is actually a sick character. I found out through reading this.
We're supposed to be getting a Madam Web movie soon, aren't we?
I am really excited for that.
Yeah.
Personally. Like, I think Madam Web, like, honestly, like, there's a lot of, like, I'm reading the character of, like, I think her name is pronounced Anya Corazon. I couldn't get it right the first time, but it's she's another 616 Spider-Man, and it's like, and then there's like other like medieval Spider-Man, and then Dino Rex Spider-Man, and I don't want to spoil a lot of the book, but I have yet to finish it. But it's it's just a really it's a really comedic take on the Spider-Verse, I feel, but in a really, really good way. And I think just I've realized how cool Madame Web is as a villain through reading this, I'll be completely honest. But yeah, and then so obviously Gwen Stacy is a really big part of the book as well. Felicia Hardy is also a big part for some reason. But I'm really getting back into the Marvel, quite literally the swing of things. And it's a very good book. It's by let's see, gotta make sure I obviously talk about the author, but it is written by Dan Slott with 2 T.
Our boy Dan Slott.
Yes, who I haven't read a lot of lately, but that is obviously changing quite fast. But yeah, it's called The Edge of the Spider-Man.
Have you read Superior Spider-Man?
I have.
Dan Slott did that.
Yeah. Oh, he did he?
Yeah, Dan Slott did that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Superior Spider-Man is like, it's supposed to be badass.
It's coming back. Did you see that? Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Marvel official announced properly he was coming back into like comics and shit. It's like, wow, okay, cool.
Spider-Man has really fallen that bad. They have to bring back Superior, which I love, but yeah, you can just tell they're trying to save Spider-Man comics.
Definitely, yeah, I feel that. But yeah, that's pretty much where I stand right now. I'm gonna probably finish it at work on my break, but it's a really good book so far. I'm really enjoying it. If you're a massive fan of Madame Web, that's a great place to start. Yeah,
I'll have to check it out because the movie is coming out soon.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's still in filming, but I might have to check that out myself.
Cool.
I do have this is the first time I have 2 now. I have 2 books. I have a second book as well.
Oh, really?
It's another issue. I did talk about issue 2 of this the other week, but issue 3 came out the other day, the Iron Man series.
Of course, yes, of course.
This made me cry. I literally cried in this book today. I read it this afternoon. This series has been, this could be top 5 Marvel series for me. Wow. This has been so good. So what happens is a kid gets kidnapped, right?
Right.
And obviously Iron Man has to save him, but they get put into this world where Mojo, I don't know if you've heard of the character of Mojo, kind of creates these virtual reality worlds and kind of makes like little movies out of them, and he puts them in this one where this kid's made up, right? And he just does it for fun, right? And like this kid comes back to his mum and he loves his mum, and then at the end it has Tony Stark's mum holding Tony as a baby, and she's like, Tony, you've just got the greatest gift of all, which is an never-ending loving mother. And I will open this. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, good. Sounds pretty sad.
It has one of those messages at the end. You know how?
Oh yeah, that's right. You were saying.
At the end of issue 2, this one also has a little message at the end. And I do want to read it out because this is the final page of it. Him standing over his grave, and then a tear drops down his eye. It's so good. But this one, I was a bit emotional, and then I read this, and then the tears started to come. So it says, Iron Man adores his mum. Despite his incredible intelligence, he was unable to prevent her death. For that reason, every mission to save someone else's mum is usually extremely personal. This is the bit that got to me. We love this story so much and hope you enjoyed it as well. Do have a happy Mother's Day and keep reading comics. I was like, damn. That really hit home for me.
Yeah, because I know you personally. I know how much you fucking love your mum, so.
Yeah, here we go. She goes, Tony, you don't know it yet. You don't know it yet. You don't know. Fuck, I'm so shit at reading. You don't know it yet, kid, but you just hit the jackpot. And the prize is this woman's complete and unwavering love. And I was just like, and then it just shows like this montage of him having these great moments with his mum.
Oh, that's cute.
And then he's like sitting outside the hospital room when she got unwell. So that, like, oh man, that series really hit home for me. Well, this issue, I should say, really hit home for me. I highly recommend next time if we go out on a comic hunt, Liam, I highly recommend you pick up the first 3 issues.
I'll pick up the first 3 issues, man. I mean, like, it's just the way you're like describing it, man. Like,
it's so good. Like I said, this is easily creeping in my top 5 Marvel series.
Look, I've never been a massive Iron Man fan, but like this new run might actually change my perspective a little bit.
And obviously, talking about Marvel, keeping on the trend, we've just talked very highly about Marvel, and we're going to go back to our usual ways of shitting on Marvel again.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So big spoiler for Punisher issue 12, the newest series of Punisher.
Yes.
They've killed him off. There is no more Punisher. None. He's dead. He's done.
So like Kamala Khan's gone. All right. So we got.
And then the Punisher, they've killed him.
What?
So what happens, right? This is so fucking. This is so stupid, right? So in the book, in the series, I think it was like issue 3 or 2, they revealed that the Hand brings back they bring his wife back. Right. And but she couldn't leave the compound. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, you know, they're kind of manipulating Frank Castle a bit to make him do what they want him to do, but they have his wife.
Yeah.
So it turns out she can leave the compound. She was literally brought back to life. And what happens is she confronts Frank and goes, like, look, Frank, at the picnic, I wanted to tell you that I wanted a divorce, which has happened before in the comic books, which is I'm fine with. But then she goes, the money you got left, you should have donated it to charity. And starts going about how Frank's castle was a waste and all that. And in this other comic that I read, Frank Castle wanted his family dead because he wanted the never-ending war. He just wanted to kill, right? This version of Frank Castle in the Marvel comics just goes, you know what, you're right. And it says, my war's over, and kills himself. So the whole point of the Punisher character, as Marvel and Jason Aaron have just gone, oh, fuck you. We're just going to ruin that.
That's what it feels like, eh?
And so I remember reading that, and I threw
Punisher,
and I threw the issue across the room. And I was tempted to rip it up, but I thought I won't because that cost me money.
Yeah.
But I was this close to ripping it because I was like, this is the biggest pile of shit that I've ever read in my life.
Yeah, true.
So there's no more Punisher comics at all. They're not doing them ever again. Marvel have come out and said that he's dead for good until something blows over.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
He's over?
Yeah, forever, yeah.
What the fuck, Richard? That's... Oh my god.
So they've stopped printing Marvel comics. No, they've stopped printing Punisher comics completely.
That's an L, dude.
They changed his logo. So they changed his logo just to kill him off. And there's no more. At the end of the comic, it just confirmed that Frank is like, he's not on the plane of existence. He's like completely off the plane of existence. Like he's somewhere that nobody can get to. There's no way for him to come back.
Well, that's okay. I'm not really on board with that.
That's what I mean. It's fucking horrible, and it's so annoying. That was my little rant. I couldn't wait to ComicsCorner to explain that. Yeah. And then Iron Man came out, and then obviously Leaping Into Light was fantastic. I recommend to any DC fan or any comic book fan Leaping Into Light, because it's such a just great comic book. Not only just a great DC book or Nightwing book, a comic book in general.
I think so, yeah, definitely.
100%. But I think that covers everything for today's episode. Which was great. I hope you enjoyed our review of Spider-Verse.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant. I think it just confirms that we're all really excited for part 2, and
part 2 is gonna go hard, man.
It's gonna go. I think this movie passed with flying colors. It was brilliant. I literally can't. It's the best comic book movie of the year, best animated movie
without a doubt.
And
I think it should get nominated for Best Picture.
I think so.
I'm just saying.
I think we're just saying.
That's the question. That's the question.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, thank you guys all for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys obviously tuning in and seeing where we're at. And I know we've been taking like a little bit of, not a hiatus, but like a lot of things in me and Toby's lives have happened recently, and it's
busy,
a little bit difficult to like fit it in. But nevertheless, we are keeping this podcast alive. We have a lot more content to come throwing you guys' way. We will be reviewing The Flash,
Flash next week, which is great. Can't
which
wait.
was also brilliant. And we will also be talking about, considering we're in the month of mental health, we'll be discussing an episode about that.
Yes.
Won't be comics based, won't be, well...
There'll be references to comic books, but it is more about mental health.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I think me and Toby are equally as passionate about mental health than we are about
for sure.
comic books and stuff. So, yeah. So keep an eye out for all that. We will see you guys in the next episode. We look forward to discussing like another great film that's just come out. And yeah, we will see you guys when we see you guys. And I'll leave Toby to say his favorite line.
Go on. You guys, and just remember, Pokemon next your favorite verse.